Hi folks, welcome to my update on my LEXMOTO adrenaline EFI, which stands for electronic fuel injection, and I've had this now 2 months and I've had my first service done. I've done the cog conversion on the sprocket, the engine sprocket. I've gone from 15 to 16 tooth and it's miles better. I'm not changing I'm not in fifth gear at 27 miles an hour anymore. I can get a lot more for each gear. I'm changing about 35 miles an hour into fifth gear, so I've got a lot better gearing now. That's one thing you're going to really have to do on this, really, otherwise it will just rev too much. Problems, well, I've had one or two little niggles on it, but it was mainly adjusting the handlebars and the levers and everything. The indicators were a little bit skew-if, so was the number plate, but that was the shop that done that. What else? I've had a slight fuel leak on this. Well, it was more of a seep than a leak, but I lost half a tank of fuel over the period of 2 weeks, and it was a simple fix. What it is, underneath there, I don't know if you can see that, but underneath there there's a plate, and the plate holds the fuel sender on there, and the seal, it actually it started seeping around the seal. All it was, I had to undo this button here, or this bolt here, and the other side, take the seat off. You got a bolt that holds the tank on there. You undo that and you just lift the tank up, put a block of wood underneath it or something, just lift it up. You don't need to take it out, just lift it up and just do up the bolts slightly. I think there's about 8 bolts with Phillips screwdriver heads on them. You just do them up. I wouldn't say they were loose, but they could do with a nip up. So I've done all 8 of them, and that cured that problem. Other little niggles, you're going to get the throttle cable here. It's going to chafe on the plastic and it will take the paint off. You've got this thing here that comes up. It doesn't really do anything, it just protects the cable. You've got to glue that in, but I've tried cable ties and everything and it just comes undone. So just glue that in or cut it off. It don't really do anything. Exhaust pipe, although it's stainless steel, this end pipe rusts. There's nothing you can do about that. You can clean it up as much as you want, use wire wool on it. As soon as you get a whiff of rain, it will just go rusty again. So you can paint that black, get that exhaust pipe paint and paint it black, and that might cure it. But I'm going to get a Lextech OP1 exhaust anyway for this, purely because I like the sound of it, and it might make it breathe a bit better. That's it really. I don't think I've had fuel consumption is wicked. It hardly drinks it. The fuel injector hasn't really given me a bit of a problem. It started running a bit funny a couple of times, regards to it like it had no tick over when I was at the traffic light, so I had to keep revving it. But if you switch it on, switch it off and then back on again, it seemed to cure it. But that only happened twice, it hasn't happened again, so that was probably just a little hiccup. Yeah, as I said, the fuel consumption is unbelievably great. I can't believe how you can get. You should get about 200 miles to a tank if you're not caning it. Running in, well, I did 700 miles running it in. Then I got the service done, and then I started I started riding it sort of normal, you know, not thrashing it. I've never thrashed it. Just started riding it normal, and it all loosened up, and it works great. Yesterday I've got 70 miles an hour out of it. I went to Southend with a mate. He clocked 66, but he was quite a way behind me, and I got a genuine 70 mile an hour out of it. And this is bog standard, apart from the tooth, which the one tooth extra cog, which won't make any difference. It's bog standard. And yeah, it did a genuine 70 miles an hour. Usually if you've got a bit of wind or you're going up a slight incline, it'll do about 60, 65, something like that. But if you get it on a nice straight road with no undulations and all that, and the wind's virtually not there at all, or you've got a slight tailwind, you should hit 70. I mean, I held it for a couple of seconds, you know, and then I backed it off a bit, but it didn't redline once. It got to about 9,000 RPM. It never redlined once the whole time, and that's because of the cog. If I've left the 15 tooth on there, it would have done the same speed, but it would have revved more. As I said, I was changing into 5th gear at 27 miles an hour. That's way too low, and it was quite high revving as well. But now that's all cured, so for the sake of a fiver, you know, yeah, that's about it really. So I'm pleased about the speed, I'm pleased about the you know, the rest of it. You're gonna have to adjust stuff, you know, to suit your own needs. I was getting shoulder aches and wrist ache, and it turned out that this lever was too high up, so I adjusted that. I adjusted the handlebars up a little bit, and I adjusted the brake lever down. And then I had a lot of trouble with the mirrors as well. The right hand side mirror is fine, but the left hand, all I keep getting is shoulders. All I keep seeing is shoulders, so I did that as well, and that works fine now. Yeah, sorry about the state of it, but I do use it every day in all weathers. And regarding all weathers, these tyres ain't too bad in the wet. I wouldn't trust them 100% because they are Chinese rubber, and they're a little bit on the hard side for rain use. But if you take it easy, they ain't no problem. That's it really. That's chain. Keep the chain nice and tight because of that rubber. You've got a rubber here. You've got a rubber block there which cushions the chain and stops the chain eating into the swing arm. Make sure that your chain's always adjusted right, and I always put a bit of grease along that rubber. Now I've had bikes in the past which use nylon. They got like a nylon, same thing as that but in nylon, and I found them a lot better. But you know, keep an eye on it, or take the chain case cover off and then just check this end of it. Make sure, you know, there's plenty of meat left on the rubber. Run it in nicely, you know. I did 30 miles an hour for well, for about 400 miles, and every 100 miles I did after that I took it 5 miles an hour more. But yeah, these senders and all these units here, just keep them well lubricated. Don't let the damp get in them and all that, because that's when they start playing up. Other than that, yeah, it's been fine. It's been all right. I tried to muck around with the light switch, try and get it to switch the lights off, but somehow they wired it in there, so you can't do that. But it's not really much of a problem. But yeah, that's the LEXMOTO Adrenaline 125. So the rumours are true then on YouTube. It will do 70 mile an hour on a good day, you know, with no wind. And we'll see what it's like with the other exhaust pipe on it, which I should be getting shortly. and hopefully it'll make it breathe a little bit better. And of course you won't have them annoying baffles in there that restricts it. So yeah, good bike. Oh, the other thing is, join the Facebook group. There's a Adrenaline owners group on there, and there's two types. There's the old carburetor version one, and then there's the EFI. You want the EFI one. If you get any problems with your bike, they'll be happy to answer your questions and all that, you know. So that's well worth doing. And also go on the LEXMOTO website and download the PDF document of the owner's manual, because that will tell you your tyre pressures, you know, all that sort of stuff, you know, the engine specifications and all that, the settings, you know, it just, and also it will tell you all the part numbers if you ever need any parts for it. They'll do all that as well. And yeah, check out their online website as well, like their shop, because they do replacement levers there, they do customized levers, they do all sorts, tune parts. You can get a higher lift cam for them and all that, you know. They do absolutely everything. Anyway, hope that was helpful. This was my update after it's all been running and everything else, and so far so great. Alright, cheers for watching, guys. See you later. Bye.